Right, and welcome to my daughter's bedroom. Oh, that doesn't sound like a good intro. Hey y'all, I'm James Wright, and welcome to my daughter's bedroom. Today we are making this metal hanger so that she can hang up her running metals, as it's something she's recently gotten into and doing pretty good at. So I was recently at Skiatook, Oklahoma for a woodworking event, and a friend of mine gave me this piece of mesquite, and it was a lot of fun to work with, and so we made this while I was there, and yeah, let's jump into the project and see how it was made. So here we are in Oklahoma, Skiatook, and this hunk of mesquite was given to me by Knecht. Really a cool piece of wood, and mesquite is a crunky wood to work with, but a joy. It's kind of fun to learn to carve with. And this is actually a piece that he made a couple planes out of. I'll leave a link to his videos down below. It's beautiful, beautiful work. So basically what we did was started by cutting it in half, and the cutting didn't work so well. It kind of chipped out and there's a large chunk missing from the middle, but that's okay because I just need to flatten the back. So I'm just going to be using the low angle jack, which is the plane I brought with me, to basically flatten the back so it'll sit flat on the wall, and I'll occasionally check it on the table to make sure that it is getting to be flat. Now I can actually do some of the surface work on it. This has a lot of the sun graying on it, and I really want to get down to that colorful wood underneath. So originally I was just going to be carving it and removing the material with the chisel, but then I found I really like the texture of kind of spooning out all these little pieces, and so I would just stick the blade in and kind of lever out small pieces and leave that texture. This also became a great opportunity to let people try carving. So some of the passers-by got to play with the tools, actually walk up and learn carving freehand right in front of us. That was a lot of fun. On the front face of it, I needed a flat surface that I could put out pegs for hanging the metals on. So again, I pulled out the plane and started flattening off that front face. It took a little bit longer than I thought because I needed to remove a decent amount of material, but after sharpening the plane, it worked very well. I was able to get a really nice clean surface where you can see a lot of that color coming through the wood. Next up, I went back to the carving chisels and cleaned off the ends and edges and just kind of left it with a natural feel rather than just flat ends on either end. And I really kind of like the way it came out with this, a few different carving chisels. While we were there, we decided to do some other teaching and learning at Skiatook, and so I showed a few other people how to use a card scraper and how to sharpen it. And it was kind of a fun thing. People would come up with questions and I got to answer them right then and there. Now the next thing I need to do is make the pegs for the metals to hang on. And so I cut down a piece of this that was a 1/2 inch thick, and then I could actually cut off these 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch square pieces off. It was fairly straightforward and easy. I didn't know exactly what length I should make them. I just wanted to make them about that long. Ended up sticking out of the material about 1.25 inches. So after cutting 3 of these strips 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, I could then lay them out on the surface and with a marking knife trace out exactly where they are so that I know where to mortise in to let these slide into the wood. So rather than having to worry about anything, I just kind of cut a square hole, chop in, and then chop in as I stop cut, and then I can come in and remove the material. Now I didn't glue these in place, I actually just forced them into the hole. I left the hole fairly tight. There won't be much of any movement or jostling on them over the years, so that shouldn't be much of a problem. But I just slowly work down and remove material until these pegs get to the point where I can just pound them down into place. And I really like how these went in with a little bit of an angle, but not much. And yeah, I was very kind of pleased with them. Next thing I can do is cut them to their final length. I didn't do this before because I wasn't quite sure how deep the mortise was. It was about a 1/2 inch or so. And then I can come in with the carving chisels again and slowly remove some material. I'm basically just trying to give these like a natural feel. I'm not trying to do any geometric shape. I'm just taking out bits and chunks here and there. And wherever the grain would split out, that might be the reason for a little bit more of a natural shape there. Just making them match the rest of the carving. And I'm really pleased with how this came out. Boiled linseed oil finish, and voila. Now my daughter can hang up all of her medals and show them off, at least until she starts winning more. But she's happy with it, and so am I. And I guess that's what counts. There you have it. This is a fairly simple one and a lot of fun. I really had a good time with it. Some people are going to be asking about the finish on it. It's just boiled linseed oil. I didn't actually get the video footage of that while I was there. For some reason, it disappeared. So just imagine putting boiled linseed oil. It was really kind of sad because this one really pops with a lot of color. Oh well, maybe next time. But yeah, now it's hanging up. The only problem is you're probably going to be filling it up a lot faster. So that's about it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit like and go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, if you want to see some behind the scenes, you can see that here at my second channel. I also want to say an incredible thank you to the patrons on Patreon. If you want to find out more about that, you can do so right down here. And until next time, have a wonderful day. Say bye.